welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad I can show you another tutorial on how to do hair. This tutorial is showing you guys how to do a sleek ponytail with a curly bundle. I already pressed out half of her hair. I tried to record, my camera kept dying, but I'm glad that I got this clip to show you guys how I press the hair out. So my client's hair is a little bit thicker than normal. So I just go back over it a couple times to make sure her roots get really straight, because that's the most important part. You want to make sure the roots are straight, so when you add your product, her hair doesn't curl back up. It's like flat, so the product sticks on it well. If you don't, your hair will curl up and it's just a disaster. So now I'm going back through it and I'm pressing the rest of her hair out, because sometimes a hot comb doesn't really press it out good. So I just go back through and make sure I get some of it at least. And I also did add heat protectant spray to her. So you guys, right here, my client, I did her hair a couple months ago and her hair was not this long. I was so proud of her. I was like, oh my gosh, her hair grew so long. Like, look at this. She need her ends clipped, but you know, we'll get to that next time. But I let my clients take a picture of their hair. I put in a ponytail for them, you know, show the length, you know what I'm saying? As you can see, I'm combing all her hair into a ponytail, and I make sure I get all her hair up because I'm about to get ready to do her foundation, and I want to make sure the position is right and everything is good. So I make sure I show her and everything, and now I'm getting ready to put it into a ponytail. So right here, I'm showing you guys these scrunchies that I got, well, ponytail holders that I have. They are really good. I have the smaller ones. I couldn't find my big ones, but the small ones, they can stretch out. You got to be like really strong. You got to pre-stretch them out, you know what I'm saying? But they're really good for the foundation because they don't pull your hair out like at all. So when I'm like sleeking her hair up, I can pull them out and not pull her hair out. But with rubber bands, your hair would definitely get pulled out, or you have to cut them out. So you can use any spritz that you like, but I personally like this spritz, and also I like Pump It Up and Gatsby spray when I'm doing my foundations. For the ending spray, I love to use something else, but I'm going to show y'all in the video. So you have to make sure you comb your client's edges out before you slick the ponytail up, because it is painful, like pulling the edges out once you already slicked it up. It's kind of, yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that. It can cause breakage on the edges. You just never know. So I just make sure I just brush out all the edges that she wants so I don't slick it up. And then I begin my process. For my side swoops, I always do under the ear. So I part across under the ear, and then all that hair under there is going to be her swoop. If it's too thick, then I'll put some hair up. But other than that, under the ear and all the hair up under there is her swoop. Taking her ponytail out and re-brushing it up because I saw little lumps, and it's easier if it's no lumps and it's as tight as possible when I'm sleeking it. But once I finish it, I make sure it's not super tight, but you can feel it, if that makes sense. So I'm just making sure that her ponytail is super tight so all the hair is secure and I can sleek it the right way. Like I was saying earlier, I wouldn't recommend putting rubber bands on when you're doing your foundation. I just would rather you put ponytail holders on, but the rubber band was all I had, so I had to use it. So what I do first is I spray my spritz and then I use a pomade. So you can use any pomade that works best for you, but I use My Edge Control, and I will have the link located in my bio for purchase. But this is like the best edge control. It works on any hair textures and it doesn't turn white. So how I sleek it is I start from the top and I go all the way down. I do it as hard as I can. You may see her head move, but it does not hurt, I promise. It's just like your mama brushing your head. That's how it feels. But I make sure it's sleek. I have to use my thumb motion and my pointer finger to make sure it's smooth. I want to make sure there's no bumps. I just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I'll spray and I'll keep going again. So I put the blow dryer on just to secure it, make sure it's good, and then I begin the same process all the way around her head. I do not recommend starting from the back. If you're gonna do it like this, I recommend starting from the front because you can control it better. If you start from the back and then try to go forward, it's not gonna work. So I got finished with my molding process and I'm about to cut her rubber band, and this is what I mean like by I wouldn't recommend using rubber bands. You see how close I am to her hair? It's giving me anxiety because I do not want to cut her hair. But I cut the rubber band off, and I don't think I recorded this part because my camera kept dying, but I go ahead and I get more ponytail holders and I clean up around, you see where it's like lumpy at, I clean up around that with a small brush, like an edge brush or so, and then I go ahead and put it into its final ponytail holder. I also will be making another ponytail video to show y'all the process of me putting the rubber bands back on, so y'all won't have a better understanding about it. But right here, I just go ahead and start to braid her ponytail up as tight as I can. So I use nylon thread when I'm threading my ponytails because, in my opinion, it's the best thread ever. I don't like the cotton thread. It just breaks easily, it gets tangled. This is way easier. Right here, I'm struggling to thread it because I was moving too fast, but yeah. This is the most important part, to start threading through the bundle first, so you get your starting point. And I was struggling a little bit because the bundle was thicker than normal because it wasn't a synthetic bundle. So I thread the bottom a couple times so I know it's secure, and then I begin to start. So how I thread my bundle is I wrap it 2 or 3 times and then I thread, and then I wrap it 2 or 3 times and I thread, and I just repeat the process until I get to the top. So what you want to be careful doing is making the wraparound too tight together. You don't want to thread it tight together because then you might run out of bundle, and what if you only have one bundle? Then you have to unthread it and start all over. I recommend getting 2 bundles if your natural ponytail is long, and it's just better because you don't want to stretch out one bundle and it looks like gappy, you know what I'm saying? You want it to look right. If you have a short ponytail, people think because you get 2 bundles, it'll make it look full. If your ponytail is short, the only way to make it look fuller with the 2 bundles is if you try to make it thicker with braiding hair, your natural ponytail with braiding hair. That's the only way your ponytail will look thicker, if you try to add 2 bundles. If your ponytail's short and you try to braid it up, one bundle is still gonna look like your natural hair, but it's not gonna be as thick as you think it is. So right here, I'm done sewing and it's time for the wraparound. I know I kept saying wraparound. Y'all probably was like, what does she mean wraparound? Because wraparound was like wrap the bundles around and I wrap the hair around the base of the ponytail. But this part, I'm wrapping the hair around the base of the ponytail, and I take a piece of the long track that I didn't cut because I'm gonna wrap it around the ponytail. And what I use to wrap it around the ponytail is a little bit of pomade, and I comb it through the hair so it sticks properly. The bundle ended up being a little bit too long, so I'm gonna cut it so it doesn't look crazy or bulky either. So I just make sure I brush it through each time I wrap it around to make sure the product sits in the hair. So I didn't cut my thread yet, but I cut it now that like the wraparound is good. So I cut it and I tied it in a knot as tight as I can. So she showed me the edges that she wanted to get, and I think I understood the assignment because, baby. Y'all are about to kill me in the comments. I'm cutting her edges because she told me I could. I recommend cutting your edges if they're super long so it's easier to maintain. When your edges are super long, you don't know how to maintain them and it's hard and you really can't really do much with your edges unless you just like long edges. But when I tell my clients if you want me to cut them down a little bit so you can easily maintain them, then I'll do so. I just take a little eyebrow razor and I just trim them down a little bit. I know you're gonna ask me where I got my flat iron from. I got my flat iron from the beauty supply store, and it's the best flat iron ever. I'm gonna be coming out with my own flat iron soon, but this flat iron is amazing. Like, it gets hot and it curls perfectly, like literally. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. But guess what, guys? I don't have this flat iron anymore. I gave it to one of my students because she loved it. So I'm gonna have to go out and buy another one of these. But this video is so old now that I'm getting sad just looking at this flat iron because I miss it so much because it curled perfectly. But you saw what I did. I sprayed the brush and then I dabbed my hands so I know that the brush isn't like super wet and it starts to curl up her hair. That's the most important part. I think everyone should know. That's how I get my edges super soft and not crunchy, if that makes sense. When people don't want the edge control, they want the soft look, I only use hairspray and I dab the brush to make sure that the brush is not wet. Also use my pointer finger as my guide each time. My pointer finger is my best friend. If something happened to my pointer finger, I don't know what I would do. For real. So I just repeat this process on both sides. I just love this look so much. For the girls who don't really like edge control like that, this is a great look. Like, it's so classy and cute. So I forgot to curl her back edges, and that's what you see me doing right here. And yeah, this is so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, so classy. Like it's giving everything. So I just finished it off with some cheese spray, and it's the Chi helmet spray, not the regular cheese spray. Shine is the Chi helmet spray holding spray. And here is her finished ponytail. It looks so good. But thank you guys so much for the support, and make sure you like and subscribe and tune in for more videos.